Okay, I've just made a double into that last shell. I'm going to chain 3 and into this last stitch, a single. Turn your work, and you're going to want to start with a treble. And I will show this to you one more time how I do a treble stack, a triple stack. I go right into the stitch, make a single. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit better. Okay, so let's start that over. Okay, I go into that very first stitch right there, and I make a single. Okay, then I go into the side strand right there, pull through a loop, make a single. Then I'm going to go into that side again, pull through, and make another single. And that right there, where those 2 loops is, that's the top of the treble. Then we wrap our hook, we go into the top of this double, and we make 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. Then we're going to go right directly to that very next double. We're skipping over these 2 chain 3s and that single, going into that double, making a double, another double, chain 2, and 2 more doubles. And again, we're going to bring that right up to our hook. Make 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 doubles. Sorry, my hook keeps hitting the camera. Wrap it, bring that double over to our hook, make 2 doubles, chain 2, and put 2 more doubles into that. See how lacy this is looking? And it's so easy. So easy. Okay. So I'm going to finish up. I'll meet you at the end and tell you what else we need to do. Okay, so I've just made my last shell into that last double. We need to put a treble crochet into that very last stitch. Okay. Put that there for now. Okay. So the thing you need to remember, the rows with the shells start and end with a treble crochet. If it's a shell, it's a treble crochet at the end and the beginning. If it's a row with a chain, starts and ends with a single. Now what you're going to do is you're going to make your panels as long as you need them. Now, but remember, yarn stretches. So if you want this to reach your knees, you want it, this part, what you're doing right now, you want it to be about an inch or two above your knee, because that yarn will stretch and it will come down to your knee when you wear it. So I will meet you again after you've got 2 front panels and 1 back panel done. No, that's not true. I'll meet you after we get 1 panel done, because I need to show you what we need to do at the end of it. So finish 1 panel, okay? 1 panel, and meet me again. When you have your panel as long as you want it, make sure you end on a row of shells. That would be a row 1. See, we want shells. Then you're going to put a single crochet into that first stitch. And I'm going to go ahead and mark it. Now what we're going to do is put a single crochet into every stitch and 2 single crochets into that chain 2 space. And oh my goodness, I hope you saw that. One single crochet into every stitch. Now, here where we've got the 2 shells together, there's no space. So just go ahead, put that single crochet into that next stitch. And then 2 singles into that chain 2 space. The easy way to remember it is you're going to do 1, 'Did you see that? I went right over it. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Seriously. 4 stitches in a row, and then you come to a chain 2 space and you put 2 crochets in there, and then you start over. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're at a chain 2 space, so you put 2 right there. 1, 2, 3. Did you see that? 1. Actually, that's 3, 4. Chain 2 space, you put 2 single crochets. And then we're back at stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you chain 2 space. Continue that all the way to the end. I'll meet you there. When you get to the sides, this is when you're going to want a bunch of these, because it's a lot of stitches to keep track of. And whatever amount of stitches you put on this side, you want to make sure you put the exact same amount on this side. And it has to be the same for all 3 panels. The same amount of stitches on each side of each panel. Now, it doesn't really matter where you put your stitches, as long as you keep track of how many there are. And you just want to space them out wherever you feel comfortable. I think I'm going to put one there and there. Okay, now I could either put it there or I can put it all the way around. And I am going to put it all the way around because I want stability there. So you guys just do this all the way down, wherever you feel comfortable putting a stitch, and make sure you keep track. Now, like me, every 20 stitches, I'm going to put a stitch marker, and I haven't really been counting these. But you want to make sure that you don't have too many. If you have too many, it will start to ruffle. If you have too few, it'll start to bunch, and you'll go all weird. So after you get them in, just make sure that lays flat. I'll see you when we get to the other end. When you've got it all done, all your stitches, this is what you want. You want it to lay flat. No bumping, no bubbling. Okay? And then you're going to go along the bottom, just like you did the top. You'll put remember, you have 5 stitches here, 5 chains between each of these. Put 4 stitches. Put 4 single crochets in those. And then one stitch in these, 4, 1, 4, 1. And then when you get all the way back across and you're ready to come up this side again, this is why you need it to mark. Let's see if we can get this. Yes, I am holding this hand right now. See, I put stitch markers every 20. Mark down, write down how many stitches you put on this side. And then when you get across back over to this side, on this side you want the exact same as that side. And you want that for all 3 of your panels. And when you get all your panels done and they all have your stitching around, we're going to start to put this baby together. So now we have got our panels done. We have our back, our 2 front panels, and we have them attached to the top. We will sew in ends later. You can do them now if you want, but I'm going to do mine later. Now it's time for the sleeves. What you're going to do is measure the top of your arm, and you're going to measure it loosely. And then write that number down. Now take this and put it on so that these seams are at the top of your shoulders. And this should come down your shoulder a little bit. So measure from this edge down as far your arm as you want. And write that number down, because that is how long your panel is going to be. And the measurement of your arm is how wide it's going to be. So that you have, here, let me set that aside, so that you wind up with a panel like so. This is how wide it's going to be. That's going to go around your arm, because when we get it all done, it's going to be in half, like so. Now, when I finished my panels, I went ahead and I single crocheted up both sides and along the bottom, because I'm going to hang this upside down, so that this last row here of our shells, so that is going to be along the bottom. You can do it however you want. But once you've got 2 panels done, we'll come back and I will show you how to attach the arms to our cardigan. Okay, I am going to do this, and I didn't have a space big enough to actually lay this flat. But this right here, that's the seam. This is the outside. You're going to take your sleeve and fold it in half. Like so. And then this middle part, you're going to attach okay, yeah, this is the middle, so I'm just going to go ahead, take that and put that like so, and I know that's the middle. Get that out even. Attach this. Whoops. Like so. And then you're going to open this up. And attach. Sorry for the bumpies. So we've got this lining up, and then we take this and we kind of just do that, just so we know where our sleeve is going. Whoops. See this? You saw my jammies. Just like that. And then we are going to sew this. And when that's done, we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Always make sure your seams are all on the same side though. So this is the rough seam where I crocheted it together. And then I'm just going to do the same thing here. I am just going to crochet those together, just like we did this. Or you can sew it together, however it's most comfortable for you. And when I've got these done, I'll show you what's next. Once you have the sleeve sewn on, this is what it should be looking like. Come over here and we can see this is the middle, and you'd have as much on that side as you do on this side. And you'll see I don't have anything else attached. Right now, it's just like that. And now we are going to attach this. We're going to sew up the sleeve and the side. And I'll show you how we do that in just a moment. Once your sleeves are attached to the shoulders here, you are going to lay this flat and put some connectors in just to keep it flat. And then I like to start here, and you go down here and then just keep going down to the end. And then when you get there, just go ahead and finish it off. And I will be back with you once you've got both sides attached. As a refresher, when I connect my sides, I attach my yarn to my hook, and then I go in. I'm going to go into that first stitch and across into that first stitch. Bring up a loop. Let's try that again. Like so, and then I'm going to take my end and I am just going to crochet. Oops. I'm just going to crochet over that. You guys didn't even see that, and I finally made it through. Okay, then I go into the next one. And to the one across from it. Make sure that loop is on top of my hook. And go into the next one and the one across from it. And I just crochet along. If you'd rather sew it, go ahead. If you'd rather do a slip stitch, go ahead. Whatever way you are comfortable attaching pieces together. I just do this all along. Just like so. If this was a thicker yarn, I would just be using the outside loops. Like just one here and one here. But because this yarn is kind of thin, I'm just going to go ahead and continue going through the entire stitch all the way. And when this is done, when I get to the end, I'll meet you then. Now that we've got everything attached, the sides are sewn up, sleeves are attached. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish it off. I'm going to do probably a couple rounds of single crochet. Give it a finished look. Round this off more right here where the shoulder connects. Give it a little more width here. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get that started. I am going to start at the bottom because I'm not going to be doing any more at the bottom hem. I'm just going to be doing the sides and the top. So I'm going to choose, well, first I'm going to attach my yarn to my hook. Then I am going to choose stitch, and I am just going to start with a standing single and put a stitch. I'm going to put a single into every stitch. And I'm going to go up this side around the collar and back down the other side. Just like so. Now you don't have to do this, but I just think it looks better. And what I'm thinking, yeah, I'm just going to do single crochets, give it a nice finished look. I will probably do 2 or 3 rounds of this, but when it's done, I'll come back and we'll see what it looks like. So I have finished it. I did about, 5 or 6 rows of single crochet. When I got up here where the seam is, where the shoulder is right here, I did crochet 3 together. Sorry about that. Crochet 3 together for 2 or 3 rounds, and then I just let it round out on its own. When I was here doing the outside corners, the collar part, I guess, for the first 2 or 3 rounds, I just crocheted every stitch. And then about the last 2 or 3 rounds, I just added some stitches in the corner, maybe here, just so it rounded out nice. You see, it's all rounded out. And then I tried it on, and I went ahead and put a tie on. And all I did was just attach my yarn, single crochet, made a chain of like 100 on each side. And then I just pulled it tight, cut off the ends. And that is it. If you make one of these, I would love to see it. Go ahead, post pictures of it in our Facebook group. And have fun. Thank you.